You bought a rental property for financial freedom, not another full-time job. But what if your manager's contract has a clause that costs you 10 to 20% extra on every single repair? Some management companies will charge their full fee even when your property sits vacant. That cheaper manager looked great up front, but hidden fees and poor service can drain your profits. We'll cover the vital questions in 3 areas: financial traps, tenant screening, and operational risks. Let's begin with the money. Do you know every way your property manager is paid from your property? It's called a maintenance markup, or an upcharge on services. It's a percentage they add to a contractor's bill before they send it to you. A $500 plumbing bill from the contractor becomes a $600 bill on your statement. That is $100 of pure profit for the manager. The question to ask is, do you charge any markup on maintenance work? Follow up with, can I see the original invoices? A hesitation is a major red flag. Next, ask, do you charge your fee on rent collected or rent due? Rent due means you pay them even if the tenant doesn't, or if the unit is empty. A low monthly fee is often balanced by high charges for everything else. Lease-up fees, inspection fees, eviction fees. Ask for a complete fee schedule. You've now protected your cash flow from hidden fees. But what is the single mistake that will cost you more than all these fees combined? It's not what you think. It starts here. A staggering 85% of property managers have been victims of application fraud. 1 in 4 of those fake applications gets approved. Worse, over 70% of managers don't detect the fraud until after the fraudulent tenant has moved in. By then, the damage is already underway. The end result of this failure is eviction. The average eviction costs an owner $3,500 in lost rent, court filings, and property repairs. So the single biggest risk is a poorly vetted tenant. It is a financial time bomb placed in your asset by the person you hired to protect it. This happens when a screening process is lazy. Data shows prior evictions are highly predictive of future ones. A manager must perform deep background checks. Here is one landlord's nightmare. They hired a manager who approved a seemingly perfect couple for their property, but the people who moved in were not the people on the application. The approved applicants sublet the unit to their unqualified friends. No IDs were checked at move-in. The outcome? 2 months of lost rent, a lengthy legal battle to evict strangers, and thousands in property damage. This single mistake cost more than years of fees. This isn't an isolated case. Rental application fraud costs the industry an estimated $4.7 billion in annual losses alone. So the question you must ask is, describe your entire tenant screening process from application to move-in day. Would your manager have caught that tenant swap? The risks don't stop with tenants. A manager's negligence can lead to direct lawsuits against you, the owner, for ignoring repairs or providing unsafe conditions. Even asking the wrong questions can land you in court. A manager who isn't an expert on the Fair Housing Act is a liability. Ask, how do you stay current on landlord-tenant law? Beyond big risks, daily operations matter. Ask, what is your communication policy? How often will I hear from you, and through what channel? You should also ask, what is your spending limit before you need my approval for a repair? This simple question avoids surprise bills and ensures you maintain control. And finally, ask, what KPIs are on your monthly owner statements? If it's just income and expenses, it is insufficient. You need to see occupancy rates and net operating income. Now, let's connect the dots. This is where it all comes together. Recall the hidden maintenance markups we discussed and the tenant screening failures? A manager who rushes to place a tenant to avoid a vacancy fee is more likely to place a bad tenant. That bad tenant causes more damage, which generates more repair bills. Those are bills where the manager can charge their profitable markup. Poor screening can become a perverse profit center. A great manager's primary role is risk mitigation. So, are you interviewing a vendor or are you auditing a potential business partner? The questions you ask will determine which one you get. To protect your investment, you must master 3 conversations. The financial conversation, to expose every fee. The screening conversation, to scrutinize every step. And the operational conversation, to define every protocol. Asking these tough, detailed questions is simply performing your duty as an investor to safeguard your assets. Don't hand over the keys to your property. First, hand over a questionnaire. Your financial future depends on their answers.